If you're a business owner who has been renting the same space for years, you're probably told yourself this particular same question. You've been telling yourself the same thing. Rent keeps me flexible, buying feels very risky. Now, and that sounds very reasonable because in business, flexibility feels very, very safe. You don't want to lock yourself into something where markets change and costs fluctuate as well. But here's what many owners overlook. The biggest cost of renting isn't the rent itself, it's the lack of predictability. And also, let's take a look at these simple numbers. If you're paying $10,000 a month in rent today, in 3 years, it might be about 12,000 and in about 6 years, maybe you'll just go all the way up to about 14,000. In 10 years, it's probably going to reach about 18,000. Now, rent is a cost that usually moves in one direction. Now, compare that with ownership, it's going to be totally very different. Now, if your loan repayment is around about 11,000 today, 10 years later, it may still be around that level. 20 years later, you may be close to finishing the loan. Now, rent is a cost that keeps growing. Ownership is a cost that eventually disappears and it becomes your asset. Now, another way to look at it is that if you rent for the next 10 years, 100% of money leaves your business, okay? Take note, when you pay a rent, it becomes an expense. And of course, it leaves a business. But if you service a loan for the next 10 years, a portion of that payment builds equity. You're not just spending, you're converting expenses into an asset. For many business owners, the real value of buying isn't appreciation, it's about certainty. Now, that's what I'm saying. Certainty about where your business will be operating, what your cost base will look like, and how long you can plan in the longer term. Now, and for business owners, certainty is always and often more valuable than being slightly cheaper today. Because certainty allows you to hire with confidence, expand with planning, and manage your cash flow with a lot more visibility. Approximately about 6 months ago, I spoke with a logistics support business owner operating in the east of Singapore. He had been renting the same industrial unit for nearly about 12 years. His business was stable, his customer knew the location, and his operations were built around that setup. But every time his business renewal came up, the uncertainty started again. That year, the landlord proposed another increase in the rent. Now, it wasn't shocking, but it made him calculate something. If he continued renting for another 10 more years, he would be paying over $1 million in rent. If he bought instead, his monthly repayment would be similar, maybe slightly higher for a start, but after 10 years, he would at least own part of the unit. So instead of negotiating all over again, he explored the idea about ownership nearby. Eventually, he secured a unit close to his existing location. Nothing dramatic changed overnight, okay? But he told me one thing he changed immediately. For the first time, he knew exactly where his business would be long term, and that certainty changed how he planned hiring, expansion, and investment. So if you're renting today, right, the question isn't just about buying, is it cheaper? Or is it very much better, more advantageous? The real question is the money you're paying today helping you build future stability or simply keeping you in uncertainty? Because many businesses don't struggle because of costs are high. They struggle because their future is unpredictable. And in business, as you grow, the most valuable thing isn't being cheaper, it's about being certain about where your business is heading to.